News Services Division of All India Radio presents Employment News.
Welcome to the program Employment News. I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay and with me is Anita Anand.
Today we will be discussing about some vacancies in National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation of India Limited, Cabinet Secretariat and Election Commission of India.
But before that, let's listen to an interview that was taken by AIR correspondent Pragya Diora.
Today, let's find out about Registered Valuer. For this, we have with us Dr. Navrang Saini, a whole-time member, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. He is presently looking after Registration and Monitoring Wing and is also in charge of the Legal Affairs Division and Establishment Division. So, Dr. Saini, could you tell us what are the roles and responsibilities and the functions that a registered valuer performs?
The valuation profession has a long history in India, probably of about a century. It has been primarily driven by users of valuation services, different statutes, banking, securities, tax, company, insolvency require valuation for a variety of purposes. The users generally focused on demand side, what needs to be valued, who can render valuation services and the manner of such valuation. They did not focus on supply side of valuation services. The self-regulating valuation professional organizations, or we call them VPOs, have generally tried to build expertise to meet the needs of users. Institution of Valuers, which came up in 1968, is probably the first VPO in the country and probably the largest one. With the cooperation and guidance of a few practicing valuers, Sardar Patel University commenced master's course in real estate valuation and in plant and machinery valuation in 1994. A few other academic institutions offer short and long-term courses on valuation. The courses consider valuation as experts in their field and recognize the evidentiary value of their opinion. Though the profession has developed as an independent, multidisciplinary profession for many practitioners of valuation, it is a part-time vocation, often as an extension of their primary vocation or profession. Several attempts made to provide an institutional framework in the past fizzled out as not all stakeholders could be on the same page. Recently, the government constituted a committee for institutionalization of the profession, which has given its report along with draft valuation bill. The company's Registered Valuers and Valuation Rules 2017, we call them Valuation Rules in brief, made under the Companies Act 2013, provides a centralized institutional framework for development and regulation of valuation profession, though its remit is limited to valuations required under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016 and the Companies Act 2013. It provides two-tier regulatory architecture where IBBI, which has been designated as an authority, acts as principal regulator while multiple competing registered valuer organizations, we call them RVOs, act as frontline regulators.
If someone wants to become a registered valuer, how do they go about it?
An individual having specified qualification and experience needs to enroll with a registered valuer organization or RVO, then complete the educational course conducted by the RVO, pass the examination conducted by IBBI and subsequently seek registration with IBBI as a valuer. The valuation rules also provide for valuation standards and code of conduct for valuers. While a few universities offer specialized courses in valuation, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India has made available a very detailed world-class study material for two asset classes, namely land and building and plant and machinery, prepared by the Center for Valuation Studies Research and Training Association. It has also made available study material for the asset class securities or financial assets prepared by Institution of Valuers.
So, if someone becomes a registered valuer, what are the positives that you foresee?
As regards career opportunities, I would like to intimate that under IBC, in a corporate insolvency resolution process, an IP is required to appoint two valuers to give fair value and liquidation value. In case of liquidation, if the liquidator is of the opinion that fresh valuation is required, he appoints two registered valuers to determine the realizable value of the assets or business of the corporate debtor. Today, valuations take place for investment decisions, litigation, tax and strategic planning initiatives, mergers and acquisitions, restructuring, employee stock ownership plans, and incentive stock options. The profession is having pervasive presence across all sectors and has importance for both decision making and compliance requirements and good future prospects.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saini, for giving us an overview about the history of this profession, how it's evolved, and the future that lies before registered valuer.
Thank you.
Now let's move to the next segment. In this segment, we tell you about some of the recruitment vacancies that have been advertised and matters connected to it.
National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, a central university established by an Act of Parliament, invites applications from eligible candidates for the following teaching and non-teaching positions to be filled by direct recruitment. 1 post of Professor in Advait Vedant, 1 post of Associate Professor in Sanskrit Education, 1 post of Associate Professor in Research and Publications, 1 post of Associate Professor in Yoga, 1 post of Associate Professor in Advait Vedant, 1 post of Associate Professor in Sahitya, 1 post of Assistant Professor in English, 1 post of Assistant Professor in Visist Advait Vedant, 1 post of Assistant Professor in Advait Vedant, 1 post of Registrar for tenure of 5 years, 1 post of Finance Officer for tenure of 5 years, 1 post of Deputy Registrar, 1 post of Deputy Librarian, 1 post of Private Secretary, and 2 posts of MTS Group C. Separate applications along with prospectus for teaching and non-teaching posts can be downloaded from the National Sanskrit University website nsktu.ac.in. Separate application forms should be submitted for each post. For details regarding qualifications, experience, and other terms and conditions, kindly visit Institute website nsktu.ac.in. Last date for submission of duly filled in downloaded application form is 16th of November 2020 by 5:30 p.m.
Dedicated Freight Corridor Corporation of India Limited invites applications from the regular officers working in central and state governments, departments, subordinate attached offices and autonomous bodies under central government, central PSUs, joint ventures or any other form of organization between central government and state government on deputation basis for the post of manager or assistant manager or junior manager vigilance in the following departments: 1 post in civil engineering department, 2 posts in electrical department, 1 post in finance department, 1 post in science and technology department, and 1 post in general administration department. For other details and format of application, please visit our website www.dfccil.com. Last date of receipt of application is 15 days from the date of publication in Employment News.
Applications are invited for filling up of 1 post of Under Secretary, Central Repair Facility in Cabinet Secretariat on deputation from officers of the central government or Central Armed Police Forces or Defence Services. The application in the prescribed proforma may be sent through proper channel to the concerned authority within 60 days from the date of issue of this advertisement in the Employment News.
Election Commission of India proposes to fill up 1 post of Library and Information on deputation basis in the Secretariat of the Election Commission of India. For details like eligibility, qualifications, experience, etc., please visit the website of the Commission www.eci.nic.in.
Information about these vacancies has been published in the Employment News. There are more vacancies in the journal. If you wish to read about these employment opportunities in greater detail and more, you may refer to the job journal titled Employment News for information in English, Rozgar Samachar for information in Hindi, and Rozgar Samachar for information in Urdu. It is published by the Publications Division, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting every week on Saturday.
With this, we come to the end of this program. We will meet again tomorrow at 4:20 p.m.
You are listening to Employment News. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our website, newsonair.com. You may email your opinion about this program at airnsttalks@gmail.com with Employment News as subject.